Meet Happy Laugh. She's not a bride, but if you can lip read, and you can tell she says she just wants to look beautiful. She has a keen perspective on the size of her brows. She wants to keep the natural fluffy strands, so I trimmed her brows as such and kept the strands intact whilst I started on her skin prep. I'm getting her ready for her birthday photo shoot. She didn't quite give me any brief for this particular look, so I'm going to whip up a lot of things while trying to figure out the look that will suit her outfit that she showed me. So I'm prepping her skin for dry skin, but I didn't know that at the time of the prep, so I had to switch things around to prep her skin for dry skin whilst applying her foundation. Her skin is very smooth, so I'm going to keep her base as smooth, and then I apply the foundation to match her neck and her arms, and then her undertone was perfectly matched as well. I sprayed it down, then I proceeded to add on blush. I wanted her look to have this bubblegum pink coming out of her skin to complement the shoot as a birthday girl, so I added a little bit more blush onto her cheeks before brightening her under eyes with the concealer. I set it, then I proceeded to bake her under eyes with this very smooth baking powder for her under eyes. So like I said, I didn't quite get any brief for this look, so when I started on the eyes, I decided to look at her outfit, and I realized that she's wearing a white and a black outfit, so I wanted to create an eye look that will complement both outfits since I will not be doing a change of look for the shoot. So I started with browns, just probably smoking it out and then making sure it turns out beautiful and it complements her skin. And then I asked her again if she wanted a matte eye or a shimmery eye, but then even that she couldn't decide, so I decided to give her a shimmery rose gold on the lid, and I believe it turned out beautiful on her skin tone. So when I looked at the outfit and it was just plain white and plain black, we did the rose gold on the eyes, and then it was shimmery, it complemented her skin tone, and then the blush. So I went back in with a darker shade of a rose gold at the center part, and basically that was it for her lid color. I proceeded to smoke it out, and then she already has on lash extensions, so I had to go in to line the lash line and the tight line to make sure it looks beautiful whilst avoiding to get excess product on her lash extension. So I smoked out and gave her a little bit of a wing liner, and I blended it out, and then it looked beautiful. This was how her eyes turned out, and I proceeded to touch on her brows. So with her brows, I just filled it in a little bit, and then it was done. I had to go in to dust off the excess powder from under her eyes whilst checking her skin, doing a little bit more finishing touches. She was already feeling herself. She looked absolutely beautiful. I believe the eyes turned out gorgeous, and onto the lips. So for the lips, I originally wanted to give her something bright, but then since I didn't give any kind of brief on this look, I proceeded to start on brown. Then I added this coral shade at the center part just so that it will complement her skin and then the eyes as well. So this was the coral nude shade I added. She smacked, and then I blended it out. So when I blended it, I noticed that even at the matte state, it looked beautiful. I almost left it matte, but since I didn't get any communication whether she wanted it matte or glossy, I know gloss just makes everything beautiful. So clients, if you don't want gloss, just say you don't want gloss, and then you want to keep it matte, and then we'll keep it matte, and then it will look beautiful, because even at the matte state, it looked absolutely beautiful. She was also feeling herself. I went back to look into the camera to see how she would look on camera, and she looked absolutely stunning. The eye came out beautiful, and the lip complemented it. So I went on to do finishing touches on her skin. I dusted off the excess powder from under her eyes. I went back in to brighten it a bit further. Then I used a finishing powder around her neckline, and then on top of the blush, and then the bronzer, and everything was just beautiful and seamless. I had to go back in with the bubblegum pink kind of blush to touch on her cheeks a little bit, because I wanted that blushy feeling on her cheeks. So I did that, and then I proceeded to add on gloss onto her lips. So this was me touching on a little bit of the blush before setting her face with setting spray. I soaked her skin with setting spray to melt all of that powder, and then because I wanted her under eye to not look crusty, I went back in to dab it a little bit more with the setting spray soaked in the beauty sponge, and then this was me adding on the clear gloss. So you can see the gloss just brings this life to the look, and I believe the gloss is nice. But if you're a matte girly, please let me know when you're in my chair so that I can keep your lips matte. And then if you're a glossy person like I did for Happy Love, we can absolutely do gloss, and it turns out beautiful. So I went back to her under eyes again to touch on a little bit of the setting spray, and then at this point we are doing finishing touches. I'm just checking her whole look to make sure everything is beautiful, everything is seamless, there are no harsh lines, and then I touched on her lash extensions a little bit for the shoot only because I wanted the black to pop out. And basically this was kind of getting to the end of her look. She was asking me if I was done, and I told her I just wanted to give a little bit of highlight, so I gave her highlights on her cheeks, her nose. Look at that glow from the nose. It was so beautiful. And then this was the end of Happy Laugh's look. She looked absolutely beautiful and gorgeous. So this was Happy Laugh before I did her makeup. Beautiful clear skin, and then this was her after. She looks so nice. Look at her cheeks. I think the bubblegum pink blush came out beautiful on her. It complemented her skin, her lips, and then her eyes. Everything just turned out so beautiful. Guys, please like this video. Let me know your thoughts on it. Let me know which one you love most, the eyes or the lips or the skin or everything together. Follow me on Instagram. Please, my Instagram is at your mercy. If you watch this video, please go on Instagram, search my name, Nidosh Glam, and give me a follow. Get me to 10K on Instagram. Like, comment, share. I have some bridal videos coming along my brides. I will post my brides, and then if you're a bride and you want to book me for your wedding, I'm absolutely available. There are some dates in 2025 and 2026. Please reach out, WhatsApp me, and we'll talk about the luxury look you should have for your wedding day. Please like, comment, share, engage on this post, and then I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.